I have to be honest with you. Some of the topics that I've been teaching you are not actually that important. However, that's all going to change because today I will be teaching you how to use a plastic bag. You may have seen one in your local ocean or field. Perhaps you have a distant cousin who owns one. Well, I am fortunate to possess my very own one. Here it is, live in the flesh. As you can see, it gives off that lovely aroma of linear low-density polyethylene. It is also very light in weight, and that makes it great for throwing across the room. Some of the keen eye amongst you will notice that the bag has different colours on it, and that is extremely important because it means that you can look at the bag. Now, you may see a lot of people throw these bags on the ground, but believe it or not, pollution is not actually its primary use. In fact, these bags are actually used to transport items. So things actually go inside of them, and then you're supposed to hold the bag handles and then move around with your legs, and that should get you to another location with the bag of items. I will now give you a full visual demonstration of how to operate the bag. You will first need to prepare the bag so that you can put items inside, and you do that by unravelling it. So what you'll need to do is to carefully undo the handles and get it open. Now, those of you that have done time in Cubs and Scouts before will really excel at this because it's like undoing an extremely tight knot. Getting there. If you manage to completely unravel your bag, then this is what it should look like. Now, just for safety purposes, we're going to have to label the items on the bag just to make sure that it is functional and we can use it safely. So first, make sure that you have your sun, should be located here. And then second, there should be a cloud right here. This one has a cloud, which is good. And the third item is an aeroplane. It's a giant aeroplane. So once you've done your checklist, you can then move on to putting stuff inside of the bag. It is very important not to put more than one item in the bag because then it could cause your arm pain. And if you try and lift the bag with more than one item in it, your arm could snap off. So you don't want to be doing that. When I carry my item inside of the bag, I like to make sure that it is worthwhile. That is why I carry this pen inside of the bag. So what you'll need to do is to pry the bag open, just like that. You will notice this is the inside of the bag here, once it's open. And now you're free to put your item inside of the bag. So you may need an adult to help you with this, but I'm an adult, so I can do this myself. So what you'll need to do is to take your pen and then you need to drop it inside the bag. The pen is now inside of the bag. Now I've just put this pen inside of the bag, but what happens if you don't put the pen inside of the bag? I'll show you what happens. The pen's not in the bag now, and that's a big risk. So you don't want to be doing that. So I'm just putting the pen back in the bag, like that. Now you'll need to seal up the bag by putting the handles together, just like that. And then make sure you firmly grasp the bag with two hands so that you don't risk any injury. And now you're free to travel around with the bag, and I'll show you how that's done. Okay. So you just move around like this. I'm just moving over here now. Feel free to change direction as well. So I'm going to turn. I'm going to go over here now. And that completes the tutorial on how to use a carrier bag. I'm going to go this way now. Please note that I am an expert and I've shown you how to use this bag correctly. However, this bag is extremely dangerous, as this witness account shows.
In the past, I was using the carrier bag over my head. I thought that that was the correct thing to do, you know, to keep your face warm. The next thing I remember was waking up in the hospital with a doctor telling me that I almost suffocated. I said to the doctor, I said, "Please could you give me a lift home? I shouldn't be here." He said, "No." Ever since that day, I have studied up on the correct use of carrier bags so this doesn't happen again. He wouldn't even give me a lift home, he wouldn't. The nerve of some people.
Where did everyone go?